how to build a speed wall.
So your first step to build a speed wall will be to get some dominoes and line them up straight, but make sure they're about 1 domino length apart, like this. About 1 domino length apart. Set up as many of these as you like, but make sure you have an even number. I have 8 right here. Your next step will be to just put dominoes right about in the middle of these. Doesn't have to be perfect. And when you're done, it should look like this. Now you need to lay dominoes on top of 3 dominoes like this, but you have to skip one every single time for this to work. It should look like this. Next, you have to set up some dominoes on top of dominoes that are under here, but you can't put them on the edges over here because we're making a pyramid. Once you're done with that, you will have to put dominoes lying down on top of these 2 dominoes up here, but make sure do not have them like this, because that will make the contraption not work. Now you set dominoes up here again, like so. Now lay 2 dominoes on top and make sure it's a big rectangle here and not a square, because if you have squares here, that means you did it wrong. Now for the last part, putting the dominoes on top like this. Putting them like that, and now right here. And that's how you make it. To start your speed wall, you will have to find one side of your speed wall and start making a domino line there. Easy enough. Now your next step is to topple it. Whee!
Here's how to build a domino wall.
Your first step to making a domino wall will be to do basically the same thing as the speed wall, just kind of like you have to lay the dominoes on the side instead of upright. And make sure your dominoes are 1 domino length apart. Once you have this done, you go to the next step. And what's fun about this step before we go to the next one is that you can have as many dominoes laid down as you want. It doesn't even have to be an even number. Your next step is to get your dominoes and lay dominoes on alternating sides on the domino side like this. And you have to do this to every domino. Like this. Your next step is to just lay the dominoes like this again. Voila! Now do the same thing. Just lay these dominoes on top of each other like this on their sides. And then, you know it, lay your dominoes like this again. Perfect. Like this. And then this way again, of course. And then for the last domino, like this. Now you have your domino wall. And now to topple your wall. So your first step, well, it's basically the same as the speed wall. You just kind of start a domino line going to there. Like this. Now the fun part, toppling it. Let's go. Whee! It's also very common for the last part to not fall, so if this happens to you, it's okay.
Here's how to build a split off.
The first step to making a split off is making a domino line. Next, at your domino line, you have to make 2 dominoes right in front of your first domino, like this, or your last domino. Oopsies. And then you can make some dominoes come off of this one, like that. And you can make some dominoes come off of this one, like this. You could go absolutely bananas with the split off too if you wanted to. Let's watch this topple. Part 2 coming soon. Stay tuned to find out how to make this, and more.